Why do I need surveys? I know what my guests like. I would like to say I've never heard that before, but you might be shocked at the number of hospitality property owners I have met who have said just that or something similar. I'm going to explain why you need surveys. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your instructor, Jerry McPherson. I'm going to give you 4 important reasons why your hospitality property should be conducting surveys. To find out what's going on. If your customers are given a non-threatening method, they will tell you what's important to them. 2. A survey can shed light on items or problems that you might not have been aware of that could be a symptom of a larger problem. 3. When making decisions about your property, you do not always have to go with your gut feelings, but instead make your choices with sound data-driven information. 4. Surveys provide you with a snapshot of your target guests and their attitudes. This will help you establish a baseline from which you can compare other times and determine whether problems are getting better or worse. What are some categories of surveys and sample questions? Market research. How well positioned is my property or service? Would I increase my market share if I changed an aspect of my property or service? How do visitors see my website? Product development. Will our new idea work? Will our target population be excited about our new idea? What does our target population need? Employee performance evaluation. Do guests think our staff is courteous and helpful? What do our guests think of the service they receive from our employees? How can you ask your guests for feedback? I'll tell you after a word from our sponsors. How can you ask your guests for feedback? Many hospitality property owners are nervous about asking guests for feedback, as it could look pushy or rude. This could be true, so you have to make sure it's done correctly. At checkout, ask your guests if they would mind filling out a short survey. You can tell them that it is your goal to deliver the best possible experience for your guests, and by filling out this quick survey, you can find out if you're doing things right and where there's room for improvement. Post-day. If your guests have a takeaway postage-paid survey, or you offer surveys online, send your guests an email to thank them for their visit and remind them for their feedback. This can drastically increase your survey responses. How to improve your property survey. Here are a few things to think about to get the highest possible completion rate. The length of your survey. Stay under 25 questions and easy to read. It should not take longer than 10 to 15 minutes to complete. Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments section. Attention grabbing. Ask interesting questions at the beginning of the survey to grab guests' attention. Flow to your questions. Most of our minds work in a logical fashion, so your survey should as well. Follow the process your guest would have taken from reservation to checkout and group the questions accordingly. Impartiality. Your goal is to get honest answers from your guests, so when asking questions, stay away from the ones that offer only yes or no answers. For example, did you like our checkout procedure? Instead, you could ask, how do you feel about the checkout procedure? Stay away from industry terminology. Instead of saying OTA, for example, use third-party reservation site or online travel agency. Your guests might find travel terminology confusing. Ask one question at a time. For example, don't ask about both the front desk and the room service in the same question. The guest could make a statement that could be about the front desk or about the room service, and you would not be sure. Ask update questions. If you would like specific information about a certain aspect of your property, make sure to ask the question. For example, what do you think of the new renovations? Or ask their opinions on possible new changes. Check to report. If there are certain questions that quite often do not get answered, ask why. Maybe they are unclear or something your guests do not care about. I have attached samples of both long and short surveys for you to look at and use as you see fit. They can be found at keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com/KHDC160. Now, if you like this video, let me know in the comment section below. Your thoughts, and if you're going to implement any of these procedures. You can support this free podcast by leaving us a review and giving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you happen to be listening to it. Every review helps more people find the podcast at no cost to you. If you know someone who might benefit from this video, please feel free to share it and make sure to hit that like button. I appreciate the feedback. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for your attention, and let's continue to work together to put heads in your beds. Until next time, have a fun day. We will see you next time, right here in Hospitality Property School.